Hello everyone and welcome to this channel. In today's video, we will be covering conditional formatting, which is used to highlight cell or range of cells based on a certain criteria. It helps in making cells easy to identify in a big data. It can be based on text or numbers depending upon what is your need. Some of the most common functions to it can do are highlighting cells which are more than, less than, in between, or equal to a certain value. You can also tell Excel to highlight cells for top 10 or bottom 10 or any other number that you might want. You can also give color coding to your cells based on the numbers or certain visual aids which will make your data more interesting and easy to read. We will take a look on how these work in an Excel worksheet. Before we jump on an Excel sheet, request you to subscribe our channel, and if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. We will be bringing in more such videos that can help you understand Excel in more detail. In this Excel sheet, we have some sample data on which we will apply the conditional formatting. And from where we can get that? In the home ribbon, just about in the middle, you'll see a button called conditional formatting. So if you click that, it will give you some options as to how you can apply those conditional formatting. We will be covering, although most of them, except for a few, which we will cover in subsequent videos. So the most common are highlighting cells, either if they are greater than a value, less than a value, they're in between a value range, they're equal to any certain value. You can also apply them on text, like if a text contains a certain item that you want to highlight, or you can also highlight if there are duplicate items. Then bottom are the top bottom rules, where you can select either the top 10 or bottom 10, above a average value or below an average value. And in the options you can toggle these items. I mean, it is not a rule that it has to be top 10 or bottom 10. You can be top 5, top 20, or bottom 5, bottom 20. Then you can also color code the cells depending upon how you want to show that data. In data bars, given the range, it will highlight those cells according to your ranges, which we will take a look in this video shortly. Color scales, you can give a color scale to your data. Most commonly this is used like for gauging temperatures or showing temperature movements throughout a month or a period. You can also give icon sets, which is more relevant when you're comparing two sets of data. So you want to show variance to your budget or forecast, how the numbers are moving. That in that case, these icon sets can work. So let's have a look at all these one by one as an example, and you will get a brief idea how to use them. After this, you can jump on an Excel, try to use this on your own, and have a look, just play with this, and do let me know if you have any queries on this, and I'll be happy to answer that in the comment section. So let's start with highlight cell rules. So for that, we need to select the cell or range of cells where we want to highlight these rules. For this exercise, I have a sample data of a regional wise report which gives me the sales value against the budget and what is the variance between them. So let's see how we can apply these highlight cell rules over this data, and it will give you a brief idea how cell formatting works. So for this, first we will select this range. So I'll select the sales range and I'll go to highlight cells rules, and let's pick this greater than. I'll click this. Now it will ask for some criteria like how you want it to be highlighted or in what format you want it to be highlighted. We'll keep all this as default, or like we will keep it as only format cells that contain cell value greater than, and say here I want to mention, I want to highlight those cells which is doing more than 60,000, and the format that it will color it will be with a green fill. You can also select your own customized format. You can select, like, if you want to be a regular italic bold or bold italic, if you want to fill this with a particular color from the palette, and you can customize it. For this example, we will just go ahead with the predefined layout for us. We'll select green fill with dark green text and click OK. So as you can see, it has now highlighted all the cells that is more than 60,000 as green color. I shouldn't have selected the first cell, but okay, let it happen. Now what we'll do, we'll again select this range. Now we'll again apply a conditional formatting where I want to see the values less than 60,000. So again it will give the same options. So again it will ask only format cells that contain cell value less than. Here I'll mention 60,000, and this time it will be red color, and click OK. So now you can see wherever the value is coming less than 60,000, it has now highlighted it with red, and any value that is coming more than 60,000, it is highlighting it as green. Once you have applied the conditional formatting, you can also clear this formatting if you don't need it. So for that also, what you need to do, select the range where your formatting has been applied to, click conditional formatting, click clear rules, and either you can click clear rules from selected cells. So whatever cells that I have selected, it will clear all the rules from those selected cells, or you can also click clear rules from entire sheet. So anywhere you might have applied any conditional formatting, it will clear all of them. So for the time being, let's click clear rules from selected cells, and it will reset your sheet. Now again, let's select this range. We'll again go to highlight cells rules, and let's see between. So in between, it will ask me, like, if I want to highlight any cells that is between two set of values. So for this case, say I want to see any cells that is more than 30,000 but less than 60,000, and it will highlight it as yellow for me. So let's click OK, and you can see it has already highlighted those cells for me. So using conditional formatting, it becomes very easy to identify the certain cells which I want to concentrate upon if there is a very big vast data. So next, what we can try in the conditional formatting is equal to. Now as you can see, there is no set value over here, but let's try to apply that just for an example case. So I'll click equal to, and this time let's select any random value, say 69,160. I'll select it with the light red fill and click OK. So it has now selected that value for me. Now we can also highlight any text given any field cell that is contain a particular text. So let's try doing that. So over here, I'm going to concentrate only at product A. So for that, I'll select the range in column B, that is product column. I'll select text that contains, and I will type in A. And that way I just click OK, and it has highlighted all the cells that contains A. Now let's go ahead and clear the formatting from these cells. The next set that I want to cover is that you can find duplicate values as well in a data set. How you can do that? In this cell, in this range, so I'll select these cells, click conditional formatting, go to highlight cell rules and click duplicate values, and just go ahead and click OK. It will highlight any duplicate value which there might be, and it will highlight it as red, and click OK. So there you can see A and E are getting repeated twice. So you can go ahead and delete either any one of that set, and it will remove it from that duplication. So see, it has now removed that formatting because these are all unique values now. Now let's have a look at the top 10, bottom 10 rules. So for that, again, we will select our range. So in this case, we'll select all the our sales values. We'll go to conditional formatting, click top bottom rules, and let's just go ahead and click top 10 items. So as I mentioned, in this option, you can also toggle if you want this number. So if you want to show only top 5, top 20, but that you can do, but let's, for this timing, let's keep it the default value as 10, and we will give it a highlighting of green color, and let's click OK. So now out of this range, it has identified the top 10 values and it has highlighted that for us. Now let's go ahead and again apply a conditional formatting where I want to highlight the cells for the bottom 10. So let's again go to conditional formatting, go to top bottom rules and click bottom 10 items. Now let's give it a format with light red fill with dark red text and click OK. So now you can see that it has identified the bottom 10 values and it has applied that for us. In here, I just want to highlight one thing, that in all these examples, you can see that we can utilize or use multiple conditional formatting simultaneously. So how it does is that it layers these condition formatting on top of one another in the order you have applied them. So in order to see that layering, you can go to conditional formatting and click manage rules. So here you can see first we had applied top 10 and then the bottom 10. So and here you can see that in this particular range all these two rules apply. You can also go ahead and edit these rules by selecting edit rule over here, and say if you want to change it to 5, you can do that and click OK and click OK again. So see, now it has updated that rule and it applies to all the rules that you can apply or you will be applying through the conditional formatting rule. You can also highlight cells which are like an above average or below average. So for that, let's first clear these rules and let's apply a top average. So click above average and we'll just click green again and click OK. So now what it has done, it has calculated an average, and any cell that is above that average, it has highlighted those, and similarly it will do the same thing if you click the below average. So it will identify the average value, and any cell that is below that, it will highlight that. Now let's have a look at how data bars conditioning work. For this example, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to apply that condition directly over column C, but rather on column F. You can think data conditions, data bars condition as many chart bars that will be highlighted in your cells. So, and we don't want to clutter this data by inserting that in between this data set. So let's keep it outside this data set. So for that, let's first click equal to and refer to this cell, and we'll do this for all the other cells. Once this is done, let's refer this range. We'll go to conditional formatting, go to data bars, and you can select like what kind of color range you want to select. So it can be a gradient form or it can be a solid form. So let's take a look at the both functions, but let's start with a gradient fill. So I'll go ahead with the blue data bar. So let's click that, and now you can see that it is now depicting this data as a pictorial form, or it is showing a bar graph. You can change or toggle this how it looks like by going into the options. So let's click conditional formatting again. Let's click manage rules. Here you will see the data bar coming in, and let's go ahead and edit this rule. So here you can denote that what will be the minimum value. So for this instance, by default it all will always pick up automatic value depending upon your data set, but you can also change it to say a particular number, so say 0, and you want to set a particular number over here. But if you do not know what is range is going to be, so you can click it as the highest value. Also, this one looks rather a bit messy because you have your data graph and you have the numbers as well. So make it look a lot more cleaner, you can go ahead and click this show data bar only and click OK, and again click OK. So now you'll see that it is only showing those bar graphs and not the numbers. So this makes your data a little bit more beautiful from an aesthetic point of view as well as from a reporting point of view as well. Someone straight away can have a look and see which numbers are the highest without even looking at the data. You can also do this, I mean change this view to say a solid fill color. So first let's clear this rule. Now again let's apply it, this time a solid fill. Let's go ahead with the green color, and again you can go ahead to manage rules, click edit rule. I'll keep all the options in the default stage. Just click this show data bar color and let's click OK and click OK again. So you can see it is coming that way. There is another way of using this data bar highlighting. So let's clear this rule. Now say I want to show a data bar for the variance column, but you can see the variance is comprising of positive and negative numbers. Then how are we supposed to show that? So let's take an example. I'll select this range. Let's click conditional formatting. I'll go to data bars and let's click this blue one again. So here you can see it has now picked up a midpoint that will be 0. So anything that is more than 0, the chart is showing towards the right hand side, and where it is less than 0, the chart is showing towards the left hand side. Again, you can just go to manage rules, click edit rules, and it will and show data bar only. You can deselect it and click OK. Click OK again, and it is showing the data in this way without any numbers. So this is another way of using the data bar. After data bars, let's first cover icon sets, and after that we'll go to color scales. So just like data bars, icon search also depicts your data in pictorial form, but you can give it a color coded pictorial form. So depending upon how you want to show the data, it can show as a green dot or a green arrow, orange bar or orange arrow or a orange circle or a red. So this is mostly used whenever you're comparing actuals with your budgets and you want to show the variances or the variance percentages in a pictorial form. So let's try doing that. So over here, you can see again, just like data bars, I have linked column F to variance column, that is column E, and I've also inserted a new column, column G, where I'm calculating the variance percentage. So we'll have a look at both the sets, how we can apply the icon sets to them. So the first one is rather very easy, just like data bars. We'll select column F, the whole range, click conditional formatting, click icon sets, and say for this example, we want to go ahead with the circular shapes. So let's click that. And you can see because of a default values, it is now showing these circular colored circles in front of these numbers. But this is right now not making that much of a sense. So for this, I want to set a criteria that any number that is more than 0 will be highlighted as green, and any number that is coming less than 0 will be highlighted as red. So for that, I'll click conditional formatting, click manage rules, and again I'll edit this rule now. Over here, you can see the condition on the basis of which it is applying that circle, the colored circles, which is on a percentage basis. Let's convert that into a number. And as I said, the condition would be any value that is less than 0 will be red. So I'll select this drop down menu, I'll click red, and any value that is more than or equal to 0 will be shown as green. And if we click OK, click OK again, it has now changed that. So you can see any value where it is coming as negative, that means it is less than 0, it is showing a red circle, and wherever the value is more than 0, it is showing a green circle. But just like the data bars, I don't want to show these numbers over here, so we can do that. Again, we'll go to manage rules, click this icon set rule, click edit rule, and over here we'll click this checkbox show icon only and click OK. Click OK again, and now you can see it has removed all those values and it is just showing these colored circles. So we can go ahead and resize this column to just show these, and you can just show it like this. You can select this entire column, click this center alignment, and it is looking much more nice now. Now let's cover the last section of conditional formatting, that is color scales. Now as I said before, color scales are used to give a color coding to a range of numbers in a dataset. The most common example is color grading various temperature data on a day-to-day basis. So for that, I have created another sample dataset too, where I'm showing the average temperature every day for 15 days, and I want to color scale it. So for that, again I'll select this range and I'll go to conditional formatting, I'll go to color scales, and you can use any pre-formatted or pre-saved format over here. So let's go ahead and select the first one, and you can say that it has now assigned a color code to all these numbers depending upon what is the lowest or the highest. You can again go ahead and edit these rules by going into manage rules, click the graded color scale, click edit rule, and over here you can see that it has three sections. One is minimum, midpoint, and maximum. So for minimum, you can keep it as a lowest value, or you can give it a number, percent, formula, or percentile. So for this example, let's keep it the lowest value. For maximum, we can have the highest value. For the lowest, we can change the color. So say we want to give it a colder blue color, and for the highest, we want to give it a warmer orangish color, and somewhere in the middle would be a lighter blue color. And let's click OK. So once you do that, you can see the ones that are orangish color are the highest, that is 25, 24. Where it is the lowest, it's come showing as blue, so blue as coming 12, and somewhere in between it has showing a lighter note of color. So in this way you can use color scales, but you can use it in many instances, but that I will leave it to your imagination. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something new today. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe our channel. It will mean us a lot, and we will keep posting new videos every week so that it can be beneficial to you. So once again, thank you very much, and do visit us again.